Okay, so today is April the 26th, and we're going to start out by going over last night's homework. Most kids got 1 through 4 already, but I'm just going to show the answers real quick. Give me a second here. Okay, so finding the surface area of a cube. On this one, they had to count the boxes. 5 times 5 is 25. And then 6 25s would make that one 150 units squared. Okay, we've also got our 2 formulas up there. We got to know. Tomorrow, 100-point test. They love me right now. Okay, number 2. I'm going to real quick talk about that one. I'm asking you to show your work, even though they're all rectangles. I got 22.94 and 37 and 15.5. So when you add them together, you get 150.88 centimeters squared. All area squared. Area squared. Okay. And it is a rectangular prism. Someone asked if there will be a word bank tomorrow. No, you got to just know your shapes. I promise. We've given you all the ones you need to know. We won't surprise you at all. Okay, number 3. It is a triangular prism. Be careful on triangles because you got to divide by 2. So I got 37.83 on these triangles, 44.28, 63.96. Add it all up to 28.18 centimeters squared. And number 4. Okay, 72 centimeters squared. Now, the back is where most of you needed to kind of get with me here. Okay, on the back, starting out on this one, we had first you had a square in the middle, and it's 15 by 15. So, base times height, 15 times 15 is 225. Triangle, 15 times 13 divided by 2. Be very careful. Each one of those triangles is 97.5. If you add them all together, you get 615 centimeters squared. And it's a rectangular pyramid. Good on that one? Okay, please check it. Please check it. Okay, number 6, the last one. You do not have to draw this. I just drew it because I wanted kids to see that the cube, this is what it would unfold like. This is its net. If the cube is 20 on one side, we know the cube is 20 on the other. 20 times 20 is 400. Some kids are saying 40. No, that's if you add it. It's 400. 400, a cube has 6 sides. So I got 2,400 centimeters squared. And SA means surface area. Any questions on how I got the cube? Any questions? Okay, so now, jumping in to the study guide. Yes. Now, on today's study guide, basically our learning target is to review for tomorrow, for our 100-point test, all the concepts on tomorrow's test. I'm going to give you a large hint right here. This review is almost exactly like the test. We just basically changed the numbers. I'm here to help you. Here we go. Okay. One thing I want to point out, because kids are still asking me, volume is cubed. You're going to put the little 3. Surface area, is always squared. Listen, you have to know that tomorrow, right here. Area is squared. It's kind of like your keyword or whatever. Volume is cubed. Okay. Now, and this is the review. I'm just going to kind of go through it. I'm going to go kind of slow just for the sake of kids who might be out. Okay, number 1 here and 2 say find the volume of each prism. The formula for volume is length times width times height. Okay, I'm going to fill it in. Here we go. They're looking for volume. Volume is my variable. Okay, it's my unknown. Now, length times width times height. I know the height is 4 because that's how tall it is. Okay, length and width. I'm not super worried. Width should be 5. Length should be 3. But if you get those confused, I'm okay with it. Starting out, we would do 3 times 5. We get 15. Bring down the times 4. And we get 60. Volume is cubed, so it is inches cubed. Volume is cubed. Make sure you have a little 3 there. I gotta take off points if we end up forgetting stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to do number 2. Here we go. Volume equals length times width times height. Same thing again. I'm going to say the height is 20. The length is 11. And the width is 12. Okay. I got 11 times 12 is 132. Times the 20, 2,640 centimeters cubed. I keep checking it. Cubed. Okay. Okay. Good on those two. Okay. Going to go to number 3 and 4 now. Number 3, the only difference is you need fractions, okay? You need a calculator with probably the ABC button, or at least to me, that's the easy way to do it. First, fill in your formula. I know my height is 2. I'm going to use 2 7/8 as my width, and that is my length. But if you get those confused, I'm not super stressed. In the end, with multiplication, we should all get the same answer. Okay. Starting out, if I multiply the first 2, I do want to show this real quick. If you have not used the ABC button before, which I've taught you 100 times, but that's okay. Here we go. 1 2/3. I would do 1 ABC 2. Whoops. ABC 3 times 2 ABC 7 ABC 8 equals. Now, I did have this question today. What is this? That was the question. Listen, look at how that is on your calculator. You've got to know how to do this. Volume equals. What that means is 4 and 19 24ths. That is that. That's just a space. Okay, last step is times 2. Times 2. So in the end, my volume is 9 7/12. See how I got that? Okay, and it's meters cubed. Okay, you've got to be able to get it from the calculator to your paper. It just takes practice and messing with numbers. Everybody good so far? Okay, I know I'm going kind of slow, but I'm just trying to video at the same time. Okay, number 4. Volume equals length times width times height. Okay, I'm going to do my height is 8.1. My length is 5 and my width 24.3. Okay, using my handy dandy calculator, I got 24.3 times 5. I got 121.5 times 8.1. 984 0.15, and it is yards cubed. Yards cubed. Okay. So those are volume questions that they give you the cute picture. Now, you can't let words scare you, okay? I know it's math class, but here we go. Look at what they're asking on 5 and 6. It says a package box is 1 5/7 meters long, 3/4 meters wide, and 1.5 meters high. What is the volume of the box? Listen, volume, same thing. There's your question. I'll go ahead and highlight it over here. So, when they ask volume, write the volume formula. Okay? So, here we go. I would write long would be length. Okay? Wide would be width. And how tall it is how high it is. Okay? When I multiply these, I get 1 2/7 times 1 1/2. And I get 1 13/14 meters cubed. Okay. Listen, the word ones can sometimes be the easiest ones. Even with this one, and it's a swimming pool, they still ask volume. So write the formula. They say it's 37 feet wide. Well, there's my width. 90 feet long. Well, there's long. That's, or length. So if it's 7 feet deep, that's how tall it is. No, I mean the height. Yeah. Sorry, 7 feet deep. Like if you think about a swimming pool, that's how tall it is, or how high it is. So the 7 would be the height. Okay. I start out by getting 3,330 times the 7. I get 23,310 feet cubed. Okay. For that volume. Everybody good on those? I know these are super easy. I'm just trying to go slow. Okay, 7 and 8. Now we're talking missing dimensions. Something's missing, but they give us the volume. Okay, here's my volume. When they do that, look at the shape. It's a rectangular prism. Write the formula. And then fill it in. They tell you the volume is 540. L is what's missing. It's my variable, so I'm going to put an L there. My width is 12, and my height is 5. Now, we did this the other day. What you got to do is multiply these. So, 540 equals L, and 12 times 5 is 60. Now, this is where algebra kicks in. Our goal is to get this L down here by itself. Nope, listen. How do I get rid of a times 60? I divide. I do the opposite. So if it's times, I'm going to divide. But what I do to one side, I got to do to the other. Leaves me with an L, and 540 divided by 60 is 9. Uh-huh.
If just divide 60 straight into 540 instead of having to cut 60 and 60 like down here.
But listen, in algebra, you want to show, I know it looks like a waste of time. Okay, I don't know how to say that. But in algebra, you show that you're dividing both sides by 60. And the reason you show this is telling me how 60 just disappeared on that side. It's because you divided, okay? Then you show it on this side to show what you can do, what you do to one side of the equation you do to the other. So I'm trying to train you like teachers like if you don't have that, they'll take points off next year. Especially in algebra. Especially pre-algebra and algebra. Okay. Remember, this is just a boring measurement. This thing is not squared. It is not cubed. It is nothing. It is just a boring yards. Okay. We'll do number 8 now. I'm trying to get my paper. I guess I'll do it over here. Here we go. I got volume equals length times width times height. Volume is a huge number, 53,165. My height is what's missing. So, I'm going to say that the length is 35, the width is 31, and my height is what's missing. So, 35 times 31, I got 1,085 with an H. And then to get rid of that 1,085, I'm going to divide. These two disappear, leaving me with an H equaling 49. And it is 49 inches. Not squared, just boring inches. So the height is 49. Listen, you should be able to check this. If you put 49 here and you multiply these three numbers, you better get that or something's wrong. You really shouldn't get any of these wrong because, like, you should be able to check your work. Okay, now we're going to the back. I know this is long, but I'm making sure I get all of it covered for tomorrow's test. Okay, here we go. We got surface area from nets. Area. Area is squared. Area is squared. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Name each figure and find the surface area. So I'm just going to do one at a time. I know many of you are ahead of me, but that's okay. Just kind of check as we go. Okay, the shape is a triangular pyramid. Okay. Now, if you can't find sides or whatever, here we go. On a triangle, I need a base times height divided by 2. So, looking at this triangle, I have a base of 20 because this is 20, guys. They're all 20. And a height is right there of 10. So, it is a 20 times 10 divided by 2, which is 200, divided by 2, which is 100. Now, many of my friends are forgetting this, and I need you to look. The answer is not 100, guys. This triangle in the middle is 100. But this triangle's 100, and this triangle's 100, and this triangle's 100. Because they all were the same going around. So my surface area answer is 400 feet squared. Relax. So, there are my two answers. They want to know the name of the figure and the surface area.
Do you remember what
No. I'm videoing, so I'm not running to the air conditioner right now. That's okay, but I'll deal with my can I get my calculators later?
Oh.
Thank you. It's okay. My videos are, yes, world famous. Anyway, just kidding. It is getting warm, and I just keep going on the video. Okay, is everybody okay on that one? That one's an easy one to me, but I just want to make sure. Okay, let's do the next one. A few of these have a few trickers, and that's kind of what I want to make sure you get, okay? Okay, looking at the next one. This is number 10. Okay, on number 10, okay, you've got to be able to what I call move the walls around. So, once you think about it, if this one's 8, that means this one's 8. Same thing. That's an 8. That's an 8. Does everybody agree with that? Okay. If this is 1.3, then we know the bottom of this thing is 1.3. Okay? What a lot of kids are getting confused on is this part. We need to know that if this is 1.3, then that would fold up and touch it. So it is also 1.3. Okay, so I'm going to do one box at a time. This one would be base times height. So it would be 8 times 1.3. So that box itself, when I multiply those, I get 10.4. Okay. So just this box, just that box, is 10.4. Okay. Now, I'm going to look down. This looks like there's another one that might be the same, so I'm going to double check. If this is 1.3, then that's 1.3. So this box is also a 1.3 times 8, which makes it the same number. It makes it a 10.4. So I now have two 10.4s. I only got to write the work once though. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at the other shapes. Okay. Use this pen. Here we go. So this little box, I want you to think about it. If it is 4.3 here, it's 4.3 here. And we know that that little tab, these little flaps have got to be the same size on a prism. Okay? So for this little tab, I would do base times height, which is 1.3 times 4.3, which would be 5.59. Okay, so in here, question? No, you sure? And then this tab would be the same, 5.59. It's weird, you gotta be able to move the numbers. Okay, the next part, let's do this one. Okay, right here you said it was 4.3, so that means this wall is also 4.3. That means this box is a 4.3 times an 8. And I know I've got them flip-flop, but that's okay. That would be 34.4. Okay, this would be the same thing. That one's 4.3. That means that wall's 4.3. 4.3 times 8 would be 34.4. Okay. If I add all these numbers up, surface area means all these boxes together, I would get a surface area of 100.78 inches squared, and the shape is a rectangular prism. Okay. Listen, I'm trying to, once again, no word bank. We got to know them. Okay. Any questions on that one? It takes some work, I promise. I've done the math myself a couple times. Any questions? No? Okay. We're going to go to the next one then. Number 11. Okay. Number 11. When they only give you one number, then you assume all the sides are the same. Okay. That means if all the sides are the same all the way around, and you fold the whole thing up, it's going to be a cube. Okay. Now, for one box, base times height, it is 5 times 5, which is 25. Slow down. I got a lot of kids telling me the surface area is 25. But each box is 25. And a cube has 6 sides, so that means total surface area is 150 yards squared. You got to add them all up. Okay? But show me the work, like one time. If nothing else, show that work, show that formula one time. Now, number 12 is a tricker. Not really, but you might want to look up here now. Some of you have been kind of working ahead, and since I was recording, I didn't really care. But here we go. You might want to look. Okay. Here's the one thing that's getting some people. Moving the walls around. Now, here is a trick. If you do not understand moving these walls, especially on this one, you can do this. And you would just have a piece of spare paper or the edge of your paper and watch. If from here to here is 19, that means wherever I move it up, it's still 19. If I move it up here, it is still 19. If I move it up here, it is still 19. Okay? Now, I'll admit, that wall most people get. They're fine. But let's look at the other walls. Okay. This wall, I'm trying, from here to here, is 14. If I slide that straight across, then that wall is 14. So everybody see that? Okay. Now, I'm going to move down. They got a number 13 here. So from here to here is 13. I'm going to slide that across. Well, that means from here to here is 13. Okay. I don't really look like a 13, but I'm trying. Okay. Now, let's start with just the boxes. The boxes are the easy part. Okay. Start with this one. It is a 19 times 14. So everybody agree? Okay. So that box is base times height. 19 times 14. And so I got 266. Okay. Just that box. Now, I'll go to the next one. Okay. I've got this one as a what? What's that wall? 13 by 19. So, base times height, 13 by 19, is 247. This one is 247 because that wall is 13, not 14. You got to slow down. Okay. Here is the tricker part. Try to find your pen. Okay. I need you to realize to get this wall right here, you would look at that wall. That number goes there. It is 15 on that wall. you got to remember, if you fold this thing up, it would touch on those corners, on those sides. Okay, I know this one isn't exactly, but those two walls would touch. So if this wall says 15, that wall's 15. Okay, that makes this little rectangle a 15 by 19. And 15 by 19 is 285. Okay, now the triangle. The triangle is the tricky one. If you did not look at this thing and slow down, I've talked 100 times that a triangle has got to have a base and a height, and it's got to be at a 90-degree angle. 90 degree. So, this is your base because this is your height because this is your 90 degree. So, that is a triangle of 13. Listen, this wall is 14. It comes from that side, like it is the same as that. So for my triangle, I would do the formula base times height divided by 2. Base 13, height right there, 14 divided by 2. And if you do all that math, you get it equals 91. That means this triangle's 91, and because flats are going to match, it's also 91. So, in the big time end, it is a triangular prism, and the surface area is, if I add all these together, 980 feet squared. Okay? Which part do you not get? Let me know. Okay. 14 came from this wall. When you fold it up, would touch that wall. It's kind of weird. They kind of are putting the numbers in places that, you know, you got to move them around.
Can you go to the calculator?
You're welcome. Okay. You got to be willing to move numbers around. Yes.
For the triangle, I did 15 times 30.
That's what I'm saying. But listen, that's the tricker. That's why I've taken this video so slow today, because that is not at a 90 degree. So I'm trying to show everyone that base and height, that's where they're trying to get you. But if you're truly paying attention to me tomorrow, it won't be a tricker. Now, on number 13, there's also a tricker. I don't think it's as tricky, but, okay, on this one. Well, the thing is, a lot of kids are assuming these triangles are the same size. You need to be careful. What is this wall? 14. And the height is 6. So for this triangle, base times height divided by 2. Guys, give me just another minute. We're going to make it. Okay, 14 times 6. I don't have all my math here. Would be 84. Divided by 2 is 42. Now, this triangle's 42. And since this one's also 14, it's also 42. Now, you got to look at the other side. It is different. It is different. This wall is what? 2. So this wall is a 2, and that triangle's a 2 by 6. So, base times height divided by 2. 2 by 6 divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So, this triangle is 6. It's kind of hard to tell. My pen went wiggly. Okay. Now, the last part of this shape is the weird rectangle in the middle. It is a 14 right here by 2. Now, don't divide by 2. I've had a few kids do that today. For rectangles, it's just 14 times 2, which is 28. Now, if you add it all up, guys, please stop for just a second. If you add it all up, it is 124 centimeters squared for its surface area. And yes, it's a rectangular pyramid. I gotta count it wrong tomorrow if you put prism. Okay? Now, the way to practice for tomorrow's test, for tomorrow's 100-point test, you would go back through all the different problems we've done and just practice them. Yes, 3D shapes. 1 second.